To the forward, it'll be McDaniels and Randall. Guard and off guard, filled by DiVincenzo and Edwards. And it's Gobert in at the 5 down low. And for the Pacers, they've got Aaron Nesmith. Siakam is out there with Jarris Walker. Then there's Andrew Nembhard. And it's Huff in its center, locking down the middle. And we're late in the season. And, Coach, both of these teams battling for playoff position. So, does that change your approach at this stage?
Well, no doubt. Obviously, you want to win the game, but you've got to consider your overall postseason situation. Potential matchups, injuries, etc. You might need this win, but if not, then you need to consider just how much you push.
Rising fires. This is Siakam's attitude off the catch, and with these results, you understand why.
Pass to Edwards. Back to Randall. 6 on the shot clock. Over Siakam. And he can't bank that one in. Randall with the block. Back to Gobert. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
That's a big body to deal with. Gobert using it to his advantage.
The Timberwolves shooting their first free throw of the evening.
And 75% on the season as a unit from the free throw line.
A free throw drops for Gobert. Instead, the head coach, Chris Finch, bringing a culture of accountability to this Timberwolves team.
Yeah, Chris Finch challenges every player, Kevin, top to bottom. No sugarcoating Coach Finch's message, but at the same time, getting that buy-in that a coach has to have.
Here's Huff. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Nembhard for 3. Gobert pulls it in. DiVincenzo against Nembhard. McDaniels on the wing. No good from outside.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Siakam passes to Huff. Siakam outside. That one good for 2. Siakam's got 5 points so far.
And always nice to have an inside-out threat like Siakam. He can have an impact anywhere on the floor.
Outside Edwards. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. For Indiana, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Nembhard sets the pick for Walker. Siakam left side. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points, so 1 free throw coming up. And despite all the accolades, GA, is it possible that Pascal Siakam is underrated?
Absolutely. Spicy P is one of the best two-way players in the league. Exceptionally versatile, and his impact goes beyond his impressive stat line.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. And now let's send it over to our courtside reporter, Allie LaForce.
Earlier I spoke with Rick Carlisle. Unsurprisingly, the conversation turned to Rudy Gobert. Let's be honest, he's scary, Coach said about the 7-footer. He hinted their strategy might involve trying to, quote, lure Rudy out of the paint so he's not there to slap away our layups. Maybe some tricky play here to try and push Gobert out of his comfort zone. Kevin?
Okay, Allie, thank you. And so it's Indiana with it, following the 3 by Minnesota. Edwards with it. And the points coming for him in big bunches. His average stands at just about 29.5 points a game. And Randall throws it down.
Yeah, it just seems like every year Edwards gets more comfortable running the pick and roll.
And Walker kicks to Siakam. Fires for three. And the Pacers can't get it to go. Minnesota's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. DiVincenzo passes to Gobert. It's Edwards on the wing. Over Neesmith. And there's Edwards on the assist by Gobert.
Man, Edwards gets great lift off the floor when shooting that jumper.
Neesmith finds Walker. And he drives in. Count it. The Timberwolves have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. That's to Gobert. Randle outside. The three. It's rebounded by Indiana. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
Yeah, I think they prepared to face more defensive pressure, and that one didn't happen, and boy, they just rolled.
And you could sense the difference in energy. They were keyed up, jumping on mistakes. They just outworked them.
And Edwards slams it in.
I don't know how Edwards does it. It's a blend of skill, finesse, and a little bit of luck that went down.
Greg, Anthony Edwards is full of confidence, and it's beautiful to watch.
And rightfully so. Ant can do it all on the floor, as complete of a wing as you'll find in our league.
Toppin, he's checked in for the Pacers. On the free throw, no good. And one of the many challenges for a small market team like the Pacers, Greg, going up against that luxury tax.
And they've avoided carrying a payroll that would incur the tax, but right when they said they were planning to do just that, the Bucks stunned everyone with the maneuver to secure Pacers center Miles Turner and perhaps let him off the hook.
Mind the lane. One shot.
Throw good, Siakam. And Greg, when you're dealing with this Timberwolves team fairly deep, with size up front,
that can wear you down over the course of a game, and especially in a playoff series, a real strength of this team.
And that one, good. Edwards got 6 points.
Well, I love when guys like Edwards work inside. Don't settle for jumpers. Get a solid look close to the rim.
The drive by Siakam.
We'll see if they can finally hold on to a lead. It's been back and forth all night.
Well, this is why the fans are here. Each team trading blows, increasing the entertainment value.
Here's Randle following the score by Indiana. And Randle throws it down.
Nothing the defense can do about that. Randle just powers it down.
Pass to Neesmith. Back to Nembhard. Here's Siakam. And he drops it in from the low post. He's got 15.
Well, he's had it going offensively, helping them build this lead.
Now DiVincenzo. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. Pass to Nembhard. Back to Toppin. Now Nembhard. Walker is screen on DiVincenzo. A shot by Nembhard, no good.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Now here's DiVincenzo. Randle finds Edwards. McDaniels on the wing. Randle with a screen for McDaniel. Nembhard grabs the board.
Well, the analytics don't like it, but if the defense is giving it up, I like that shot selection despite the miss.
You can tell Siakam has this action down. He knows just when to roll off the pit and receive the ball.
Back to Randall. Edwards kicks to Randall. And here's DiVincenzo from the arc. And he recovers it. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. Gobert with a screen for McDaniel. Basket good.
That's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Here's Nembhard. He had 15 points last outing. Gobert with the block.
Stellar defense. Gobert will have him thinking twice about bringing it inside again.
Randall outside. And here's Edwards from the arc. And the three ball is good. Edwards got 9.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
And so the timeout here taken by Rick Carlisle. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. So Coach Van Gundy, after 4 Defensive Player of the Year awards, his last coming in 2024, do you think Rudy Gobert has a chance at another?
Well, look, Kevin, I think Rudy continues to play at just as high a level defensively. But now as the game has changed, I think we're starting to reward guys with those awards who can not only protect the rim and make it tough on teams, but can go out on the perimeter and guard multiple positions. So I think it'll be tough for him to get a 5th.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pacers. Shepard's checked in for Walker, and it's T.J. McConnell in for Nesmith. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Reed, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Anderson comes in for Julius Randle. Dosunmu, he's checked in for Edwards. And Bones Highland subbed in for Dante DiVincenzo. Now, here's Siakam. Coming off a solid outing against Miami. Score that one for him. His 8th field goal. 8 for 11 on a very accurate night.
Oh, the numbers speak for themselves. Siakam showing great versatility on the offensive end.
McDaniels in the post. Back to Highland. Reed with a screen on McConnell. Hits it from three-point range. And the Timberwolves lead by 3.
And that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
Pass to Shepard. And Nembhard has it in the corner. Shoots over Dosunmu. A shot by Nembhard, no good.
Well, he continues to make the effort, but the results just aren't there this quarter.
Highland's shot is good.
Well, good recognition there from Reed to realize that his best decision was to move the ball.
Here's Siakam, and finished off by Siakam.
I mean, he's just been brilliant today, guys, and it was the same exact story last time out.
Dosunmu with the bounce pass. Here's Highland. McDaniels on the wing. Three-pointer. Nailed from three-point land. McDaniels got 5 now.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
Here's Siakam. Reed with the rebound. Timberwolves leading by 6. Pass to Highland. Back to Reed. 1:44 left to play here in the first. A nice shot by Anderson.
And sometimes you forget how long Anderson is. Possessing a 7'2" wingspan, it makes him a problem inside.
Now, here's Siakam. He's got 21. Shoots over Reed. Another miss by Siakam.
I think he got the shot he wanted inside, but somewhere on the play, he just lost focus.
Here's McDaniels. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. Pacers trail by 8. Right now, let's take a second to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. Chris Finch getting buy-in from his players top to bottom. Anthony Edwards said, he's such a great coach and just a likable person. He will coach you hard, and he comes in ready to work every day. We look forward to working with someone like that. that. Kevin, back to you.
Has them bought in. Thanks so much for the report, Allie. Here's Highland. 5 points in the game. That 3 off the mark.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Nembhard uses the glass to finish the layup. Nembhard's got his second bucket of the night.
With that now, only 2 of 7 to start the game. Not the start he was hoping for.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Siakam against Reed. 5 on the clock. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. Last time they came together was in Minnesota, where they fell to the Wolves.
It was a loss last time they faced up against each other. A very tightly contested game that they felt they could have won.
Yeah, that was a close one. In the end, they came away with the loss, and a big reason why was because their starters just kept fouling.
Anthony Edwards has been leading the charge for the Timberwolves. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. And we've got more M2K Sports coming your way after this break. And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And what do you guys think about Minnesota here in this one?
I love their effort, contesting shots, trying to intimidate here early on.
Yeah, well, the best way to get in the head of your opponent is through aggressive defense.
We've got Obi Toppin. TJ McConnell is out there with Jones. Then there's Shepard. And it's Potter in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Pacers. Here's Highland. Launches it. He can't get that one. Outside, Jones. Pass to Shepard. Launches a 3. Kicks it out to Jones. Tapping a screen on Clark. On the basket by Jones. And the Pacers lead by 1. No shortage of drama here early on.
Yeah, 8 lead changes already. Huge number this early.
Reed with a screen on Jones. Dosunmu, the pass to Randall. Score the basket, his 3rd after 5 shots.
Well, Randall doesn't back down from physical coverage. In fact, he welcomes the challenge.
Pass to Toppin for the 3, and that comes off the assist by Jones.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the deep.
McConnell against Highland. And Reed has it in the corner. Now here's Dosunmu. No scoring in this one.
Yeah, he makes it look so easy out there. The game comes naturally to him.
Pass to Shepard. Shoots the 3, and Indiana, another 3.
He simply makes them pay for the lackluster defense.
Highland deciding where to go with it. Clark left side. That's a 2 from Randall. And there are the Timberwolves with another bucket.
Well, you look at Randall's release, and he gets so much arc on his shot at times. It really works for him.
And so now a timeout called by Rick Carlisle. Coach needs a moment to talk things over. Indiana making some changes. Siakam is checked in for Toppin. Walker comes in for Shepard. And it's Nesmith in for Jones. And the Timberwolves also making a change. Shannon's checked in. Here's McConnell. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Miami. Pass to Nesmith. And a wide open look for Siakam. Offline with his 3.
Defensive breakdown there. and they got lucky. He's not going to miss too many of those.
Dosunmu, the pass to Shannon. Now here's Randall. Neesmith covering. Clark with a wide-open look. That's in, coming off an assist from Randall. Clark's got himself on the board with 3 there. Outside, Walker, back to McConnell. Siakam against Randall. Siakam kicks to Walker. Indiana moving it around. Back to Siakam. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. And it's Clark in the corner. Takes the 3. The Pacers pull it in. They get to take on the Bulls at Chicago after this one. That one will start off a 3-game road trip for the team. Pass to Potter. Up top, Walker. Siakam outside. From deep. Julius Randle with the rebound.
Well, you can't question his confidence from out there, but it's not falling. Maybe time for a different approach.
And Greg is a former point guard in this league. Give us your top 4 generals of all time. The guys that could direct the floor and could control a game.
Wow, if we're talking traditional point guards, I mean, I gotta go Magic, Isaiah, CP3's in that conversation, Jason Kidd, but I've got a separate list for that hybrid point guard, right? Which that includes guys like Steph and Iverson, West, and the great Oscar Robertson.
And here is Dosunmu. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game. Randall passes to Clark. Here's Dosunmu. And again, it's Minnesota.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
And so now a timeout called by Rick Carlisle. He's going to take this chance to talk to his guys. And Indiana making a change here. Off's jacked in. Now that we have a second, let's take a quick peek at the rebounding numbers for the last handful of seasons for Julius Randle.
And you can't get too wrapped up in the numbers, but sure, his rebounding volume has indeed been decreasing. Is that a function of physicality, alterations to playing style? Possibly. One thing for certain, you hope the decline isn't attributed to a lack of effort.
No coverage that time. Siakam's got 6 here in this quarter.
Yeah, that's his second made 3 of the quarter, 3rd of the game so far.
Here's Dosunmu. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
And what a season he's had at the foul line thus far. 86% from the line.
The free throw drops for Dosunmu. Both free throws good from Dosunmu.
I'm sure they don't want to send him to the line. That has to be in their scouting report.
Pass to Neesmith. McConnell with screen on it. Siakam outside. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. Timberwolves leading by 3 and a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. Rudy Gobert is improving his perimeter defense as well, Greg. It's helped his overall game.
Yeah, teams have looked to pull him outside and test his lateral quickness. But I tell you, he holds up better than you think, and we know his presence at the rim.
Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Yeah, when you have a guy playing like he has been recently, he's got to be the first option on every possession.
Now here's Randall. Not a lot of room. Randall with a screen for McDaniel. And it's off from three-point range. Pacers trail by 4. They set the pick. Here's McConnell. Randall against Siakam. Pass to Huff. Fires from deep. Anthony Edwards with the rebound. Minnesota's gone for the three-pointers 7 times here in the second and been successful 3 times. Back to Randall. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
And the defense cannot underestimate Randall's strength. Pushes right through the contact and gets the shot.
Siakam looking around. Back to McConnell. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Gobert's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Edwards dishes to McDaniels. Beyond the arc. Offensive rebound. Gobert. And finished off by Gobert.
Well, that's what Gobert is out there to do. Using his size to win second chances at the hoop.
Siakam inside. Randall on him. And the Pacers can't get it to go. Timberwolves leading by 8. McDaniels outside. Pass to Dosunmu. Back to McDaniel. And he's good on the 3-ball. McDaniels got the lead up to 11 now for Minnesota.
And this is something McDaniels continues to work on. Good to see him cash in off the catch.
Outside, Walker. And here is Siakam. Shot to stop the run. The rebound by Dosunmu. Minnesota's gotten fond of that three-point shot here in the second quarter. 4 of 9. And good that time.
Clearly, Randall is locked in. Every trip down, he's attacking the defense and finding ways to beat them.
Here's Huff. Defended by Gobert. Puts it up from 12. Siakam's shot is off. Looking at the last game for the Minnesota Timberwolves, it was a loss to the Detroit Pistons. Gobert with a screen for Edwards. Inside. Gobert down low. It's deflected. Siakam against Randall. Count that one. Siakam's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
Just a heroic scoring effort from him this quarter. He's doing everything he can to will them back into this game.
And timeout called by Chris Finch. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. Andrew Nemhard checked in for Indiana. Timberwolves also changing it up. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Randall. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Dosunmu. DiVincenzo passes to Reid. McDaniels on the wing. Guarded by Walker. A nice shot by McDaniel. McDaniels got 10 points in the game. Pacers trail by 13. Pass to Huff. Here's Siakam.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
And the shot falls short this time. Timberwolves on offense. They're on an 18-7 run. Outside, Reid. Now here's Gobert. Now Edwards. Reed with a screen for Edwards. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And even without that three-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Back to Siakam. 1:24 left in the first half of the game. Gobert with the block.
So good at finding these rejections. Gobert has all the physical tools and razor-sharp reflexes as a defender.
Pass to Edwards for three. Down through the hoop it goes. That's his fifth make on 9 shots from the floor. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for Minnesota.
Well, their defense has been really impressive, especially the number of blocks they've managed to get. It's not easy to keep denying guys at the rim.
And another thing they've done so well is convert fast break opportunities. Great job trusting their guys and getting those easy ones.
Pacers trail by 16. Siakam outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And a miss there on the triple. And here's McDaniels. He'll bring it up for Minnesota. 16-point lead, the largest margin in the game. Edwards with it. Back to McDaniels. Good, and the assist goes to Edwards. McDaniels got 13.
Textbook. Nice pass. Great catch. Even better finish.
So as we conclude the first half, so far, fairly Bulls ahead, up 19. And Allie LaForce has got something now for us from the floor. Allie, take it away.
I'm here with Coach Rick Carlisle. And Coach, I heard you talking to your team about closing out on shooters. What were the breakdowns that stood out to you in the first half?
A couple of times, there was an offensive rebound, and we just got to spray out and find shooters. That's one way that a lot of teams in the league are getting threes now. We just got to do a better job of finding those guys.
It's hard to be perfect. Thanks, Coach.
All right, Allie, thank you. And, folks, we'll be back with you right after this halftime break.
Please direct your attention to center court. And get ready for the fan half-court shot. Drums. They're thinking about the shot. Give it up for our contestant.
Well, first half in the books, and fellas, Rudy Gobert is feeling it in this one.
He is out hustling everyone on the glass, even his own guys in some cases.
Controlling the flow of second half chances on both ends. That can often decide games. He's putting in work. And now, as the season winds down, a look at the Western Conference picture.
A look here now at Minnesota. They've come up a little short of expectations. The talent is unquestioned, but their focus has been wavering. The consistency just hasn't been there. That said, I sure wouldn't want to meet them in the playoffs, though.
And that concludes halftime. Now time to send it over to Kevin Harlan as the game's about to resume.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. You look at Pascal Siakam in this game, he's been everywhere.
In those first 2 quarters, he was pretty much an automatic bucket getter if he got it down low on the block.
Reminds me of the good old days. Feed it to the big and let him work.
Now Edwards. And so in the game for the Timberwolves, the big men on the floor for him, Randall and Gobert. The wingmen, Edwards and McDaniels. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point. Pass to McDaniels. Shot clock at 6. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
And here is Nesmith. Indiana moving it around. Back to Siakam. Jacks up a three. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Gobert's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. The key thing, Coach, that Dante DiVincenzo brings to a team is that coveted 3-and-D skill set.
I agree with that, Kevin, but he brings so much more. He can now play off the dribble and make plays for others. And I think the most underrated thing on a lot of players who become great is Dante DiVincenzo is both very smart and very tough.
Siakam up top. He's defended by Randall. Siakam against Randall. Siakam's shot is off.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Edwards kicks to DiVincenzo. Pass to Randall. Fires for 3. It's rebounded by Indiana. We're now joined by our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce. Allie, it's all yours.
Hey, Kevin. Anthony Edwards keeps a tight circle. He said, I've known my whole crew since I was 13, and that's the answer to everything. And the crew includes those voices of wisdom, too. He said, quote, I keep those types of friends around. I'm not the type that always listens, but I'll listen to my elders. Kevin?
All right, Allie, thanks a lot. It's Edwards on the wing. To the paint, looking for Gobert. He gets it there. And it's good, 2 points. Gobert's got 7.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
Pass to Nesmith. 3-pointer. And the Pacers another 3.
That's inexcusable defense right there. You gotta contest the shot better than that.
Out to Edwards. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
3.
He's got 15.
You know, they've hit the ground running to begin this second half. 4 for 5 so far.
And so now a timeout called by Rick Carlisle. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy.
All right, a moment to check out stats for McDaniels. He's had an impressive second half of the season. He's averaging 14 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And most of all, you have to love the defensive grit he brings to games when he comes off the bench.
Yeah, I loved having options like him off the bench. Guys who bring effort. They can change the attitude of a team.
Randall against Siakam. Walker in the corner. It's stolen by Randall. To the inside. In the corner, it's DiVincenzo. Down low. McDaniels outside. That's in. Coming off an assist from Randall. Randall's got 4 assists in the game.
And you can tell he's looking for his shot. He just believes in it.
Well, yeah, and the defense is going to have to respond to that and chase him off the arc.
It's good.
Well, huge night from McDaniels. With the defense he brings you, the scoring is a massive plus.
Siakam outside. Shot clock at 5. On the wing, Walker sinks the 3-pointer.
And the all-around game of Siakam, so adept at working the ball to open guys.
DiVincenzo passes to McDaniels. And here's Randall. For 3, Edwards. And the Timberwolves hit again from deep.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Pass to Nembhard. And he can't answer back. The 3-pointer offline. Timberwolves have gotten nearly everything to drop this quarter. They're 7 of 8 from the floor since halftime.
Well, his offense is carrying them right now. And even with the defense keying on him, he's making great adjustments on the fly.
Here's Huff, defended by Gobert. Huff passes to Siakam. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
And checking out some numbers for Gobert. An amazing run for him the second half of the season. And he's in the top 10 in field goal percentage. Really able to power his way to the bucket and finish through contact.
And again, look what he's done so far this season. Wiping the boards clean. Ranking second in the league in rebounds. Outstanding effort. Here's Edwards. In the corner, it's DiVincenzo. Off target with his three.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Here's Nesmith. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Walker's got 4 assists now tonight. The Timberwolves have gone 8 of 10 shooting here in the second half. Very strong. DiVincenzo finds McDaniel. For 3, Edwards. That counts. He's put up 13 shots, and he's had 8 of those go in.
You just can't give Edwards a look from deep.
The Pacers have gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Nembhard, the pass to Siakam. Walker is screen on Randall. For 3, Siakam. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Gobert's got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Walker. Now we have a chance to see the teams that have been the NBA's best three-point shooters this month. The Pacers in 5th.
And right now, their three-point shooters are in terrific rhythm. I mean, they've put on a display here from long range.
Obi Toppin's checked in for Pascal Siakam. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Reed, he's checked in for Gobert. Clark comes in for Randall. Ayo Dosunmu is checked in for Edwards. And Bones Highland subbed in for Dante DiVincenzo. Highland's shot is good. Highland's got 8 points.
Well, you know what's going to happen when he gets a good look. The defense has got to run him off the line.
Pass to Toppin. Six to shoot. Nembhard for 3. Good on the three-point shot. He has 7.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Here's Highland. He's got 8. Right side, Reed. A 3-ball. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. Huff's got his 4th rebound in this one. Inside, Toppin. That shot misses. Nice defense from McDaniel. Dosunmu, the pass to Reed. Whistle blows. Bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
Look, Reed is a strong finisher. It's still unbelievable that he was undrafted because he is a force.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And that one falls for Reed. Stan Nasreed is a much-beloved player with the Timberwolves, the 2024 Sixth Man of the Year award winner.
Yeah, he is, Kevin. I'm not sure the fans in Minnesota love anyone more than they love Nasreed, not even Anthony Edwards. They appreciate his consistency, the effort he brings every night, the energy, and yeah, the charisma on top of all the skill.
A little short-range fadeaway off target. For Indiana, they've gone even 5 of 10 on shot attempts in the 3rd. A nice shot by Huff.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Highland with it. 8 points for him. Outside, Reed. Oh, that's blocked. Now, Nembhard. Pass to Huff. Now, here's Nesmith. He's got 6. Now Nembhard. He's defended by Highland. And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Timberwolves.
Well, they've been absolutely on fire from deep. And until the defense offers more resistance, the coaches are going to keep encouraging them to let it fly.
And another thing, guys, they've dominated on fast breaks tonight, outrunning their opponent the entire game.
That free throw, good from Nembhard. And teams take more threes now than ever before. More than double the average attempts we saw in the 90s.
Well, I think what's happened, Kevin, is we just have more guys who can shoot the ball. So in the 90s, you might have had 2 guys who shot the ball well from 3 and made it a good shot. Now, on a lot of teams, virtually everyone on the roster can shoot the 3. If we have more guys on the floor who can space out and shoot the 3, we're going to have a lot more attempts and a lot more efficiency on those attempts.
And so it's Highland with it. He brings it up for Minnesota. Their next game is at the American Airlines Center in Dallas for a game with the Mavericks. That'll be game 2 of 4 straight on the road. And here is Nesmith. He's got 8. They set the pick. Here's Toppin. From outside, off the mark.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Here's Reed, and Reed throws it down.
Well, that's what Reed brings to the table. He's got an impressive combination of strength and mobility.
Here's Nembhard. He's got 10. Pass to McConnell. Outside, Walker. Nembhard for 3. Reed with the rebound.
I can't believe he missed that 3. Regardless, that's not a shot the defense should be giving him.
Highland against McConnell. Highland passes to Shannon. Lays it up and banks it in.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
Nesmith, the pass to Toppin. Pass to McConnell. The shot. Plenty of room to knock down the shot.
Well, the efficiency is there, but not the volume. He needs to start doing this every trip down the floor to close the gap.
1:05 left to play in the third. Highland misses.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Some nice passing here by Indiana. Toppin against Reed. Pass to Nesmith. There's Walker with the 3. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Clark outside. 29 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Off target at the rim. Toppin with it. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. Stolen by Highland. Clark into the lane. Pass to Shannon from downtown. That shot no good. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves leading by a full 31 points at the end of the quarter. And with as many three-pointers as they've drained, it's easy to see why they're on the cusp of a blowout. Back to the action in just a minute. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this was?
Yeah, that's great decision-making and one that embodies a team-first mindset.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. We've got T.J. McConnell, Shepherd out there with Obi Toppin. Then it's Jones, and it's Siakam in its center. So that's the group out there for Indiana.
Well, sometimes you tell players you can have a good game in a loss. You've just got to keep doing what you're doing, and the rest of us have to figure it out.
Here's Highland. No good on the triple. The Pacers shooting straight 49% from the field. Toppin passes to McConnell. Now Shepherd. Siakam outside. Back to McConnell. 5 to shoot. Indiana needs to get a shot off. Jones, no luck. The Timberwolves shooting is beautiful right now. 60% for the game. Pretty much everyone out there has been stroking it. Pass to Reed from the arc. Toppin pulls it in. Toppin's got his 8th rebound here tonight.
Even though it hasn't been his best game, they're still up, and that's what's important.
Launches it. Ingles with the rebound.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Reed gets the bucket.
Not easy inside there for Reed, but he made something happen.
For Indiana, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the 4th quarter. Pass to Shepherd from past the arc. That's good, and it's McConnell with the assist. McConnell's got 5 assists in the game. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the 4th. There's the triple. Highland misses. For Indiana, they've gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Good. Siakam's got 38 points.
And right now, Siakam is cooking. If his teammates are smart, they'll keep feeding the hot hand.
Pass to Dosunmu. And here's Reed, covered by Siakam. Fades away. Toppin pulls it in. Toppin's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Here's McConnell, and it comes off the front of the rim. Minnesota's gone 0-3 so far in the 4th quarter from long range. Now Dosunmu. Here's Highland. Reed in the post, covered by Siakam. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line. So Reed will go to the free throw line. It's going to be on Siakam. And Indiana making a change here. Huff's jacked in.
One shot.
So, as a coach, during this long season, how do you keep your players engaged?
That's a great question, Kevin, but I got to tell you, I think it comes more to the players than the coaches. I think as a coach, you try to be consistent. You're always a little worried about fatigue. You've got to be concerned about the work and rest balance, both mentally and physically. But the players just have to be professional and get themselves ready to play on a daily basis.
Pass to Shepherd. There's the pick. This one for 3. Knocks down the 3 ball.
And he's really shot the ball well, but it hasn't been contagious.
It's stolen by Shepherd. Here's Siakam. The shot's good. Siakam's got 40 points.
He is just self-willing his team right now, doing everything he can to keep them alive.
Shannon passes to Reed. Now McConnell. Outside, Jones. Good. And McConnell gets the assist. McConnell's got 6 assists now in the game.
And really, as the three-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for the defense.
Really left alone that time. Reeves got 8 points here in this quarter.
Well, after a scoreless first half, he's turning things around here, looking much more aggressive.
Pass to Shepard. Here's Huff. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
First personal foul.
Greg, one thing that doesn't show up in the box score, and maybe should, screen assists. They're a big part of the game.
Without question. I mean, the art of setting a great screen, I think, is underappreciated. Giving those guys their just due with the screen assist on a made bucket I'm fine with that.
First one falls for. Some changes for Indiana. Jarris Walker, he's checked in for Shepard. Aaron Nesmith comes in for Jones. And Andrew Nembhard's subbed in for T.J. McConnell. Good on both. Now here's Conley. Pass to Phillips. And the wide open shot from Reed. And it's off from three-point range. Indiana's gotten 3 of their 6 three-pointers to fall here in the fourth. Walker. Rebound Minnesota. Reeves got 7 rebounds in the game. On the wing, Dosunmu. Now here's Conley, guarded by Walker. Here's Phillips. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Pass to Reed. Fires the 3. Connects from three-point range. Reed's got 16 points here in the second half.
Well, they just need to keep getting him the ball. He has been terrific this quarter.
Now here's Nesmith. Outside, Walker. And here is Nesmith. Here's Siakam. Walker a screen. And the Pacers can't get it to go.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Here's Phillips, guarded by Walker. And here is Conley. Here's Phillips. The Pacers pull it in. Huff's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Pass to Nesmith. Siakam outside. Back to Nesmith. Drains the three-pointer.
Playing inside out. That's a great read by Siakam.
Dosunmu with it. Outside, Reed. Here's the 3. Walker with the rebound. Indiana's gotten 8 shots off from three-point land and hit half of them. Now, Nembhard. Siakam inside the three-point line. Conley grabs the miss. Phillips, the pass to Reed. Count it. Reeves got 13 points now in the quarter.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
An unorganized defense like that is not going to help them close this deficit.
Pass to Nembhard. Siakam outside. Launches a 3. Minnesota with the rebound.
Well, he's trying to shoot his way out of it from distance, but look, he's got to find something easier.
Clark outside, fires the 3. It's rebounded by Nesmith. For Indiana, they've gone 7 of 15 from the floor here in the fourth, right around 46-47%. It's Nembhard on the wing. No good on the three. And Reed has got the ball here for the Timberwolves. Out to the right wing. Now here's Conley. Pass to Dosunmu. Out left to the wing. Here's Reed. Offline with his three.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Walker the pass to Huff. The shot's good on the assist by Walker.
Look, that's an opportunity you don't pass up.
The Timberwolves shooting 40% in the fourth. And here is Dosunmu. Outside Conley. Teardrop shot. Reed misses.
And, he's a threat from deep, no doubt about it, but it just has not been there for him tonight. You might want to change your game plan a little bit offensively.
Siakam inside. That one falls.
And give Siakam the hoop and the harm on that one. And since being drafted back in 2016, he's really improved that upper body strength.
And we've seen teams make surprising playoff runs only to falter the next year. Team trajectory's not always a straight line, clearly.
No, absolutely, Kevin. I would think in most cases it's not a straight line. Because, look, the other teams are all trying to win, too. That's what makes things different. So you might be slightly off the next year and someone else makes a big jump, and then it looks like your decline is a lot bigger than it is. Every year is a new year.
Back to Highland. Here's Dosunmu. Misses the three.
Well, the defense got lucky there. More often than not, he's making that shot.
Here's Huff, and he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
Well, he led him with the pass there, almost like a quarterback timing a route. That was impressive.
Pass to Shannon.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Ingles in the corner. The three. It's rebounded by Indiana. Walker's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Now, here's Nesmith. He's defended by Highland. Floats it up for Walker. Here's Highland. Nesmith covering. Poke loose. Out of bounds. Indiana takes possession.
I don't know what the heck happened there. That's just a careless turnover.
So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Clark comes in for Dosunmu. .130 left in the fourth quarter. Here's McConnell. Pass to Shepard. And GA, you look at all these great European players. Some saying that youth development in the U.S. could emulate aspects of what they're doing overseas in their systems.
Well, it's already going in that direction. Youngsters able to, in essence, go pro from their early teens. But the academies they've set up over there, they are, no doubt, intriguing.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for Minnesota.
As one-sided as it gets today, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And these guys already with 45 wins on the year, so tonight we'll make it 46.
And in a 3-game season series, they take the first 2, and certainly they've had the edge in this matchup.
And as one might have guessed coming into this game, it was indeed another big game tonight for Julius Randle.
And he found a way to leave his mark on every facet of the game. His activity and energy were huge factors.
Softly drops in the floater.
And it's just competing, giving your best when it matters most.
Yeah, they've got clutch guys on this team, and they never let up.
McConnell with it. And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. And for all of us here at the table, Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony and our terrific sideline reporter, Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us tonight. And now, our player of the game, Julius Randle.